is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are St. Louis.
Welcome to St. Louis Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest. Interleague play begins tonight from Cleveland as the Cardinals road trip continues after dropping 2 of 3 in Pittsburgh. The good news for Cardinal fans, Matt Carpenter back with the club, and he's in the lineup, hitting second for Game 1. Glad you're with us, Rick Horton. This, of course, is Al Raboski, and now that's the big news here. Matt Carpenter back with the club.
Yeah, it's so important to this club offensively, but he's also one of the real team leaders. So now he's back, everyone kind of settles in, and you feel a little more comfortable.
Interleague play begins tonight. The Cardinals have fared pretty well in interleague play, but not against this Indians team.
That's right. They've had their problems against the Indians. They've won all series against the Cardinals. Matter of fact, they've won 14 of the 20 games they played.
Couple of right-handers will start in Game 1. Lance Lynn looking for victory number 2. Carlos Carrasco will go for the Indians. We'll have more after this on Fox Sports Midwest. Reason the Cardinals off to a big start in 2015 with a record. Progressive Field in Cleveland. Pitching, a big reason the Cardinals off to a big start in 2015 with a record of 22-9, but the 2.75 team earned run average is best in all of baseball. Lance Lynn gets the start in Game 1 here in Cleveland. He was very average his last time out against Chicago. He's looking to go deeper into the game tonight against a team, the Indians, that has never seen him. Lynn making his 7th start, looking for victory number 2. Colt Wong has been red hot. 8-game hitting streak. He's in the leadoff spot for Mike Matheny here tonight, hitting .336 in the early going. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And visit your local Mid-America Chevy dealers for great prices on our all-new 2015 vehicles today. Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. Chilly night. Carlos Carrasco making his 7th start of the season. Earned run average of 4.71. And he will face Colton Wong, who is in that leadoff spot tonight for Mike Matheny. It'll be Wong, Carpenter, and Holiday here in the first.
Yeah, maybe auditioning for this spot. John Jay, his thumb area is much improved. He is available tonight, but not in the starting lineup, so Wong gets the start here.
Off-speed pitch misses to Wong, and one of the things you like about Colton lately, Al, the 8-game hitting streak, but he's also shown a lot of power.
He sure has. He's been swinging that hot bat, driving the ball. See if he can do it against somebody other than the Pirates. 6 of his 16 home runs have been against the Pirates. Career home runs.
Carrasco working from the stretch. He has been both a starter and a reliever in his career, and he's one of those guys that doesn't really want to get into the starter's routine. He kind of likes the life of a reliever, and showing that in how he works out of the stretch for Terry Francona.
I was talking to Terry Francona about him. He really put it all together late last season. And he hasn't. This year he's had some problems in the first inning. Hopefully the Cardinals can capitalize on that. But you're looking at a guy that 50% of the time you're going to get a ground ball, and almost 30% of the time he's going to give a strikeout. He's got a real explosive fastball, works down in the zone, and a good slider and change.
The 2-2 is swung on and missed. Slider down and in to Wong, and that's how this game starts. And we'll show you the rest of the Cardinals lineup here for game 1 against Carrasco. You've already seen Colton Wong in that leadoff spot for Mike Matheny. And he'll be followed by Matt Carpenter, who's back, Matt Holiday, Johnny Peralta, the former Indian, hits cleanup tonight, followed by Adams, Molina, and Hayward. Mark Reynolds will DH and hit 8th, and Peter Borges, also swinging a hot bat, will play center field and hit 9th. Good to have Matt back, isn't it?
Oh, I just think he settles the entire team down. One of their real leaders, and they know when he's absent, and hopefully it was just the exhaustion and everything, but the time off has done wonders for Matt.
Joined the club here today in Cleveland. It's a chilly night here too, Al. Talked about the temperatures, really 57 degrees here at game time, but the wind blowing out to right field. I'd say this is a fair ballpark, only 325 down the line, but with that wind, may be tough to keep the ball in the ballpark tonight for these pitchers.
And that's something that both these starters, they're facing their opposition for the first time in their career, but both of them do a pretty good job of keeping the ball in the ballpark.
Showing a very good off-speed pitch here in the first inning is Carrasco, who has a record of 4-2, 4.7 ERA, 28 years of age. From Venezuela. He came over to the Indians, and at the time, a very big trade with the Phillies that involved Cliff Lee.
That's right. Package of prospects went to Cleveland, and Phillies got Cliff Lee.
The good eye of Matt Carpenter.
They also got Ben Francisco in that deal. But that's the one thing. Matt is so good working the count. Probably been a little more aggressive early in the count this year, and that's paid off for him also.
Defense playing him straight up on the infield and in the outfield. The 3-2 pitch hit hard to third. That's Lonnie Chisenhall who makes that play and throws out his counterpart. Our Dobbs Indian defense here for game 1.
Number 7, Matt Holiday.
It'll be Murphy, Brantley, who's one of the most underrated players perhaps in this game, in center field, and Moss in the outfield from left to right. Ramirez and Kipnis, also an outstanding offensive player in the middle of the infield. Carlos Santana, the first baseman, and you just saw Lonnie Chisenhall. Perez will do the catching, and this club is struggling because they're without their best catcher.
Right.
Jan Gomes got hurt in a play at the plate, and he's out probably till the end of May at the earliest. And they miss him. Matt Holiday. It's with 2 outs. Holiday at .343 has hit very well with runners in scoring position this season. 17 RBIs. And he hit a bomb earlier this week, didn't he? A missile in Pittsburgh.
There were a few that were that way, but that one down low in straightaway center field. Talked about Carrasco's pitch arsenal. Brought to you by Hyundai, where 55% of the time he throws a fastball. You can see he hit a slider and changeup are his next 2 pitches that he likes the most, and he'll mix in a curveball. One thing about him, he's very aggressive. He kind of attacks the strike zone like he was a reliever.
The 2-1 is swung on and missed. A lot of changeups here in the first inning for Carrasco. Just kind of turns it over. Ball drops. Been effective so far.
The problem is he has first inning troubles. If this is his first inning troubles, it might be a long night.
The 2-2. Swung on and missed, so a good first inning for Carrasco. A couple of strikeouts. We're underway. Interleague Baseball from Progressive Field in Cleveland. The Cardinals a record of 22-9. The Indians at 11-19. And here's their batting order. Jason Kipnis and Carlos Santana are 1-2. They've made that change recently. Brantley, Moss, and Swisher, the veteran in the middle. Murphy, Chisenhall, Perez, and Ramirez for Terry Francona. Lance Lynn making start number 7, and we've talked about it already, Al. He needs to get deep into this game.
He needs to get deep into this game and also needs to kind of reverse the trend. He's had a couple bad games in his last 3. Normally you could pencil in 6+ innings and 3 runs or less, but last couple innings or games he's had a couple bad ones. 5 innings, 6 runs, and then his last one was 6 innings and 5 earned runs.
There's a team in baseball in late April that made a change in their lineup. They put their best on-base percentage guy into the second spot and put a hot hitter in the first spot, and the offense got better. And you'd think I'm talking about the Cardinals, but
these guys.
It's these guys as well. Cleveland has been much better offensively with Kipnis at the top of the lineup and Santana in that second hole.
Well, we've seen in interleague play that Kipnis is a good ball player. He's hit the Cardinals well. And you've got Santana, who's really got a good eye, gets a lot of walks. And Brantley's been able to clean up.
2-1 the count on Kipnis. He runs well, average at 294. A lot of left-handers in the lineup against Lance Lynn here tonight. Hard hit to Colton Wong, bobbles it a bit and throws out his counterpart. Let's take a look at our Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's Cardinals defense behind Lance Lynn here tonight. Holiday, Borges, and Hayward in the outfield from left to right. Left side of the infield, Carpenter's back with Peralta, the former Indian. Colton Wong and Matt Adams on the right side. Yadier Molina behind the plate, and Lance Lynn will pitch.
And not bad. Playing American League rules here. We have the DH in effect. Reynolds is the Cardinals DH.
And Nick Swisher will DH for Terry Francona. American League, Al, has really gotten the best of interleague play over the years. Began in 1997. In the National League at first played well in interleague play, but there's a tough play for Adams off his glove, and it scoots into right field. That ball hit hard by Carlos Santana. The shift was on, and he found a hole. Let's look at the Hyundai pitch arsenal of the Cardinals starter, Lance Lynn.
You see an awful lot of fastballs, but this year he's been incorporating more sliders and curveballs. Changeup would be the least pitch, but you really can't go up there looking fastball like you could in years past.
Michael Brantley, it's third for the Indians. It may be, as I mentioned, one of the most underrated players in the game. 10-game hitting streak for Brantley. He has power, hitting .340 from the left side, and takes strike one from Lance Lynn. One more look at that attempt by the Cardinal first baseman.
Ranges far to his right and then deflected away from Colton Wong. Colton Wong might have had a play. You would think that Santana runs well, but he may have had a play with the pitcher covering.
And there's a base hit to right through that same hole for Brantley. So 2 hits, 2 runners aboard for Cleveland here in the bottom of the first inning, and that brings in Brandon Moss. He leads this club in home runs with 5.
Brantley, as you said, Silver Slugger Award last year. Good, solid hitter. And as good as his numbers were a year ago, he's off to a faster pace this year.
He's a perfect contact hitter. Just does not swing and miss. Puts the ball in play, and he's rewarded there. We mentioned all the left-handers. Only one right-handed bat in the lineup against Lance Lynn here tonight, and that's Roberto Perez, the catcher, who hits 8. Moss deep in the box, big swing and a miss.
I remember a drum at Old Ballpark.
I do too. He was out in center field, wasn't it?
He was out there in center field, and the drummers.
Municipal Stadium. Yeah.
Wow, isn't this guy fast? Fantastic. My headache's already started.
That is a tradition here in Cleveland. And that was loud. I mean, back in the day it was loud. We're hearing it, but
I remember opening up a season one day at the old Municipal Park football stadium, had over 80,000 in attendance. The next day, 3,000.
1-1 hit hard but foul way out in front is Moss. And the Indians are competing a bit tonight as the NBA playoffs are going on here in Cleveland. The Cavaliers are hosting the Bulls, game 5 of their series, so a lot of buzz around town about the Cavaliers, of course. And there's their arena. Also had a chance to see the football stadium today, Al, walking around. The 1-2 is high.
I believe that's on the old site of the Memorial Stadium.
It is.
Used to share with the Indians and the Browns. Well, if they had the drum in Major League, I guess you got to have it for here.
Part of the deal. Full count. The count to Brandon Moss. And we're told that the drummer's name is John Adams. And he is persistent. Will they send the runners here? They respect Molina, of course, but good speed on the bases. Not going. The 3-2 is swung on and missed. So a strikeout here in the first inning for Lance Lynn makes Mike Matheny breathe a little easier.
Sometimes the art of pitching, you get guys to chase a ball out of the strike zone. Just close enough that he had to swing, and that little battle was won by Lance Lynn. Notice that Moss was only hitting 2 of 3 against right-handed pitching.
Nick Swisher has recently returned to the Indians lineup. Veteran is our DH here today, and he's a switch hitter. And he takes ball one from Lynn.
He had knee surgery last August and missed the final month, or missed the first month recovering from that.
Big swing there, 1-1. Did you play with his father?
Played against his father.
He played against his father.
Well, his father was on the Cubs, didn't play a lot, but was not in St. Louis when his dad came over.
But he did come over to St. Louis for a short time. RBI opportunity for Nick.
His dad dropped a third strike as Russell threw a spitter on a 3-2 pitch with the. If they would have won that game, the Cubs would have won that game. The Cardinals would have had to play a playoff game or finish the last game of the season. We were rained out in Montreal. If we won that, then we went to Pittsburgh to playoff. But
for clarity, you did say
he dropped the third strike.
You did say spitter, not splitter, just for clarity.
Spitter.
The 1-2 misses outside. 2-2.
You know those Russell boys would cheat. So not that I'm.
You're not condemning him,
or condemning Swisher's father,
right?
But if he would have caught that ball, and since he didn't catch it, then he threw the ball and hit the runner down the shoulder, went down the right field line. Tying run scored. Big Bob Robertson got from home plate to third base. The next guy hit a swinging bunt. Madlock couldn't pick it up, and we went home.
It happens.
Not that I'm bitter.
But you seem to remember the details.
Yes, I do.
Full count. Runners will be moving. Swisher at the plate, and here it comes. A swing and a miss. So a couple of strikeouts for Lance Lynn as well in the first inning. And he strands 2 Cleveland Indians. We're through 1. No score from Progressive Field. Thanks, Pat. Ground ball off the shin of the pitcher Carrasco, and Johnny Peralta, one of the few guys that has seen Carrasco. He's now 7 for 9 against him in his career. Swings at the first pitch, and he is the Cardinals' first base runner.
Of course, Johnny also played shortstop here for 8 years, so familiar with Cleveland. And hits this ball back up the middle. Tries to field it between his legs. Gets away from him and Johnny has the infield single. Look for a lot of ground balls, and see if you can't steal off of Carrasco.
Matt Adams' first plate appearance, but the Indians have scouted him enough to know to put the shift on Adams, and late swing and a foul back. 3 defenders on the right side of the infield for the Cardinal slugger. And as John Mabry has told us, there's no secrets anymore in this game. People know everything about everybody. Cameras everywhere, stats everywhere. And they know Adams is better when he pulls the ball, although we've seen him get a number of hits the other way. That one's off his foot. He's down in the count.
Played him to pull and pitched him in. Fouled that off his foot. Well, we've seen a lot of times they put the shift on and then they pitch him away.
With 2 strikes, even more off the line now. On the left side is Chisenhall. The 0-2.
And set up away.
There's the defense. Outfield fairly straight up. They play him slightly to pull. They bunched him a bit in the gaps, giving him both lines. The 1-2 from Carrasco is a swing and a miss. Strikeout victim number 3 for the right-hander. He struck out more than a batter an inning a year ago. In fact, one of the top strikeout per innings August on last year in all of baseball. Ended up with 140 strikeouts in total for the season in 134 innings. Again, some as a starter, some as a reliever. And he'll face Yadier Molina for the first time.
He was dominant the last part of the season with a 1.30 ERA as a starter.
This is the classic thing about competition now. You can watch the video, you can know the details, but you still have to see it. Talk about him having a good changeup, but these guys are seeing it from 60 feet 6 inches for the first time.
And that's why some guys don't help themselves by running and go watching video all the time in between at bats. Sometimes it's easier to just watch with the human eye, pick out a guy that you hit similar to, and see if they attack him the same way they're going to attack you.
Would you agree that it's good experience to watch video, but it's better experience to watch it at the plate?
I think so.
The 1-1, and that may have hit Molina. Did it hit the bat or hit his hand?
Wow, that's weird. I would have thought it hit him.
He's in a bit of distress either way. This ball just running in on Molina, and maybe
kind of pinched him a little bit.
May have
hit the bat.
Sometimes you get it to hit the knob of the bat on that, but it didn't hit there. It hit up the bat a bit. No fun on a cold night either. 1-2 the count now to Yadier Molina. And he serves this one to right field for a base hit. Peralta will be content to stay at second base. So 2 runners aboard for St. Louis, and it's time for Al Raboski's Toyota keys to the game.
Well, the one thing we want you to do is to keep losing teams losing. You got a club like Cleveland that are 11-19. They're not playing good baseball, so just beat up on them. And the biggest thing, I think, is a relief for the entire team is to see Carpenter back where he belongs with his teammates and making a difference.
Boy, you can't say that enough, can you?
Nope, you really can't.
Jason Hayward, 259, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Batting in the 7th spot. And you're the Cleveland Indians, and you come into a game against this Cardinal team, and you realize you know who Jason Hayward is. You've heard his name. You know how good a player he's been, and he's batting 7th.
It does get your attention, and yesterday he was actually in the 8th spot in the batting order. But I think he's kind of comfortable. Seems like since they moved him down the order, he just is responding.
Able to lay off that changeup. Now a hitter's count for Jason Hayward.
tendency is come to a new club and you try and do too much. So this kind of relaxes him a little bit.
High chopper right side. Kipnis has it. He's going to have to hurry, and he does, to get Hayward. Both runners advance. Cardinals now with 2 runners in scoring position. Nice play by Kipnis on the move.
And you kind of sit there and you're waiting for that ball to come down. You know the guy can run out of the batter's box. Perez here maybe talking about Reynolds. They know his power, his strength. You got first base open. Just you don't have to give in to him.
Reynolds has been the top Cardinal pinch hitter so far, 3 for 11. And he's shown some power, too. He's really been, I would say, exactly what the Cardinals thought he would be.
And I think he's played good defense, been able to move from first to third, do different things. He's come up with some big hits.
Opportunity here for St. Louis to get on the board. First pitch to Reynolds is a strike on the inside corner.
One thing they would talk about Carrasco is he is very aggressive. He's not going to shy away from attacking the hitter.
Love that in a pitcher, don't you?
Oh, absolutely.
Pitching scared doesn't really work, does it?
No.
0-1 the count. Slider misses.
And Ricky, good hitters can see those little things where a pitcher shows weakness. Think about a hitter that's very confident in his own ability. If he sees that a pitcher is tentative, they just feast on that.
The 1-1. Swing and a foul back. Somebody asked me, Al, earlier this week, a young kid, he asked me, if you could say one thing about pitching, I'm 14 years old, what would you say? And I said, act like you know what you're doing at all times. To me, that's where it starts. With how you walk on the mound, how you carry yourself. Even if you don't know what you're doing, act like you do.
Whether it's good advice or not, I'd say you're too young to pitch.
Well, that
Wait
could
till
be.
Your body grows a little more physically. Let somebody else hurt their arm at a young age.
Yeah, there's plenty that do that. The 1-2. Watch out. Up and in on Reynolds, and he almost walked into that one.
Carrasco knows a little bit about chin music in a sense that he has a 9 ERA at home here because his first start at home, he gave up a single to the first guy, then the next guy hit one right back up the middle, hit him in the mouth, just had a contusion of the cheek and knocked him out of that ball game. He ended up getting a loss just facing 2 hitters.
Perez sets up outside, and he misses that corner. So another full count. A lot of pitches this inning for Carrasco. Good at-bat going here for Mark Reynolds. Peter Borges would hit next. Peralta and Molina, the runners.
You're playing a club like Cleveland. It's always imperative to score first.
Carrasco has his sign and the 3-2. There's a little looping liner to right. That's a base hit. It's down. Peralta scores. Here comes Molina. We have a play at the plate, and he is saved. And the Cardinals take the early lead 2-0.
Boy, good strong throw. Oquendo challenges Brandon Moss, and he's seen him throw when he's been in the times he's been in the National League. Nothing wrong with the throw. Good hard baseball on both sides, and Yachty, I think, gets right in. Took a little time getting rid of that, and he airmails it. And the tag was late. Lead leg, you can see it right here. It gets to home plate ahead of the tag.
Good look there. Safe call by our home plate umpire, Tim Welke, who's the crew chief. And a couple of flares the other way, Al, and the Cardinals take the lead.
It's part of it, too. Just taking that pitch outside and doing something with it. It's 11 RBIs now for Reynolds. Cardinals really done a good job of splitting up their RBIs throughout the order.
Sure have. There's a hard hit ball to first, knocked down by Santana, and he'll take it himself. So Borges is retired, but the Cardinals strike here in the top of the second. 2 runs on 3 hits. They leave a runner, Mark Reynolds. RBI hit to right, scores 2. The early lead thanks to Mark Reynolds. His 2-out single scored 2. Rick Horton, Al Roboski, and Jim Hayes alongside here from Cleveland. And Jim, you have more on the best news of the day, Matt Carpenter.
Yeah, a really good sign earlier this afternoon. Matt Carpenter was out for a little run. He told me that the few days at home were exactly what he needed. Carpenter says at first he was against being shut down, but now he thinks it was the right move. He told me except for about 3 hours of watching the games on TV every day, he was basically resting the whole time he was home. He told me he'll try to do a better job of listening to his body, but don't expect him to stop working as hard as he normally does. Rick Heat told me you cannot change who you are.
So, Jim, you don't really expect him to do anything differently as far as his approach during the game. It's just a matter of maybe listening to his body a little more. But he's still going to be Matt Carpenter. Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, he's still going to work as hard as he ever did. But when his body's telling him something, he's going to go to the medical staff and let them know something's not right. And he said when Mike Matheny comes to him and says, I'd like to give you a day off instead of arguing, he may take it.
Great. Good stuff, Jim, and so great to have Matt Carpenter back. So good to have you with us, too, Jim. We want you to go sit next to the guy with the drum for the next 7 innings. We want you to do a special report on.
I'll tell him Al says be quiet.
That'd be fine, too.
Good luck with that. There he is. Gentleman has no idea he's going to meet Jim Hayes soon. David Murphy. Fouls that one off. 1-2 the count to Murphy. Murphy playing left field today. .298 batting average for Murphy. Again, a lot of healthy averages for this Indians team. Hitting .251 as a team. But they have pop up and down their lineup, including Murphy, who has 3 home runs and hits this one back to Lance Lynn. Nice play there on to Adams for out number 1.
Murphy had hit 5 straight games and was batting over 400. And they're going to check on Lance Lynn. That's not a good sign. Get his bare hand. Looking at the little pinky, or
on his throwing hand. That's Greg Houck, the Cardinal trainer. See if we can get a better look at it. A little harmless one hopper, but the hand's in the way before it hits his glove.
Yep, and it looked like it got the little finger. Don't really need that one so much, so maybe we can just cut it off.
Well, what you worry about is how that feels 20 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Or 30 minutes from now.
Throw a couple pitches and it'd be fine, but like you said, people would stiffen up. Was it alter your motion, putting fingertip pressure?
I mean, if you're going to have a finger hurt for a pitcher, it can't be your pointer finger, it can't be your middle finger because they direct the ball.
It can't be your thumb either.
Can't be your
you need
thumb.
that underneath.
Well, you prefer to have all 5 of them.
Remember, Fonseca had 6 fingers.
That's right.
He had a second little finger, an appendage coming out side, and it helped him with certain pitches.
Pretty interesting conversation right here. Mike Matheny saying his piece to Lance Lynn. Lance looks like he wants to go on, but perhaps Mike Matheny being very clear there, Al, just guessing here, but that he's making sure that Lance is not a hero here and that he lets him know if it bothers him.
Yeah, obviously it would put a burden on the ball club, but with the off day yesterday, and Villanueva has not pitched hardly at all this last week. He's got 4 days off or so, something in that neighborhood. You could cover for an early starter, but you don't want to see it.
Chisenhall waves at the first delivery, and we'll keep our eye on Lance Lynn as this start progresses. A couple of strikeouts. He's given up a couple of Indian hits. Facing Cleveland's third baseman here with 1 out in the second. Command and control, so important for a pitcher to have that right field.
And one of the things too is you don't want to think about it.
Right.
You just want to be able to muscle memory your pitches in the strike zone.
Be interesting if his velocity drops a little bit too as he starts to maybe try to aim it and have a little bit more on the command side to compensate. But this is what pitching is. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Chisenhall. That's his 3rd strikeout. And so far so good for Lance Lynn. Franchise history here in Cleveland. It's been a long time since Cleveland has won a World Series title. They won in 1920 and 1948. They had the pennants in the 90s when this team really had a resurgence under Charlie Emanuel, John Hart, the GM at the time, and the division title last time, 2007.
Yeah, it's been a while since that 2007. 48, they had what great pitching staff.
Ground ball left side, long way to go for Carpenter, so Peralta gets it and is able to throw out the runner Perez and avoid the third baseman Carpenter. There's a look at the history of the Cleveland Indians. Wong, Carpenter, Holiday when we come back. 6 is a serious number at On the Run. When the Cardinals score 6, any size drink is just 50 cents the next day. Coffee, fountain, or frozen. When they score, you pour. At your nearest On the Run, you earned it. 2-0 St. Louis, top of the third. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Cardinals, and top of the order for St. Louis and Wong, Carpenter, and Holiday. And the wind is picking up even more. Al, noticing the flag down the left field line, the Indians flag high above the scoreboard, is working hard right now.
Yeah, that's what makes it uncomfortable, is the wind and going right through you. Talked about the big 4. Feller, Bob Lemon, Early Wynn, and the Bear, Mike Garcia.
There you go. We knew there were 4 that were outstanding pitchers for that team. 1-2 the count to Wong. Carrasco gave up 2 runs on 3 hits in that Cardinals second. Ground ball right side. Kipnis gets in front of it, throws out Wong, out number 1. One of baseball's top prospects makes his MLB debut. Plus, the hit king, Pete Rose, is in studio to break down the entire night on the diamond. Flip over to Fox Sports Live on Fox Sports 1 after the game. Strike 1 to Carpenter, who bounced out his first plate appearance. And with the dehydration that he felt, I'm not sure it makes a huge difference, Al, but I think playing a little colder weather might be better. Chance to dehydrate. He got the chance to rest. He's not going to be kind of overly heated, certainly here in Cleveland, the next 3 days.
No, so maybe the cooler weather. Kind of get your batting eye back a little bit. Missed the entire Pittsburgh series.
And the first series the Cardinals have lost all season long. Cardinals 8-1-1 in series, but as you mentioned, Al, in the open, the Cardinals have not won a series since interleague play started in 1997 against these Cleveland Indians. Not one series.
Now the Indians are 14-6 against St. Louis in interleague play.
One-two is 3-hopper to the shortstop. And Ramirez throws out Carpenter, and there's Carrasco getting those ground balls.
Yeah, the ground ball pitcher, and he's got 3 strikeouts. Got it right on pace. 50% of the people who put ball in play will be a ground out. Gets about 30% strikeouts. I'm a little surprised that the American League has done so well against the National League, because in my mind anybody can find a DH, like we have Mark Reynolds. But when you go to the National League cities, what a disadvantage where you have one of their biggest bats. You got to figure, can you put him out there in the field and you hurt yourself defensively, and also make your pitchers hit, which they're not accustomed to doing. But yet they seem to dominate against the National League.
Holiday chases there. Case in point would be John Lester, now in the National League. 0 for 50 as a hitter.
Well, and didn't even try, really.
It's not his best suit. Ground ball right side, tough hop. You could see that coming, and Santana not able to get Holiday. Just could tell that was going to be an in-between hop the entire way. Santana trying to determine whether to come in or stay back, and that ball just ate him up.
And he tried to come in, which usually is the best option. By coming in, you got a chance that you can get the right hop to short hop. When you lay back, you're at the mercy of the hop, and many times you'll be flat-footed. So just didn't connect on it. It'll be an error. That is his second error of the season for Santana.
That brings in Johnny Peralta, who singled and scored in the second, and he takes a strike this time. 7 for 9 against Carrasco, and playing again in front of his former teammates here. former team anyway, the Cleveland Indians. Very successful player here. And very steady for St. Louis. Big swing and a foul back there, 0-2.
Holiday now has reached base in 30 straight games. Passed Hornsby at 28. At 29 was Slaughter, I believe.
Been very consistent. Matt Holliday taking a big lead and gets the attention of Carrasco.
I mentioned you might be able to run off of Carrasco, and Holliday was trying to pick him right there.
And the 1-2. Shallow center field. Back goes the second baseman Kipnis. That retires Peralta. Cardinals strand their second. Lead the Indians on a windy night in Cleveland. A lot going on in Cleveland here tonight. LeBron and the Cavaliers are hosting the Chicago Bulls, a very famous billboard here in downtown Cleveland. And inside Progressive Field, the Cardinals and the Indians are playing the first of three. On a chilly night. Boy, much better to be a pitcher than a hitter on a night like this. Temperature's about 55 right now and not expected to be much warmer tomorrow, even during the day.
Yeah, I think a high of 52 tomorrow.
There's a strike at the knees from Lance Lynn facing Jose Ramirez. 9-1-2 for Cleveland. Then working from the first base side of the rubber, and a bunt attempt is fouled at the plate. 0-2.
Ramirez is really struggling. They got a young phenom in the minor leagues. He's a shortstop, but they say his offensive problems are worse than Ramirez.
Hitting just 173. He and Perez 8-9 in the order, both at 173. And the cutter misses down and in. We mentioned the Indians miss Yan Gomes, their catcher. Second highest OPS among catchers in all of baseball a year ago to Jonathan Lucroy. Ground ball right side. And our pitching has been very good so far. Both Lance Lynn, who's worked 2 scoreless innings and is underway here in the third, has 3 strikeouts to his credit. And Carrasco on the other side has given up a couple of runs but hasn't pitched badly himself.
Exactly right. They're keeping each team in the game, and Cardinals do have the 2-0 lead because Lance gave up a couple early hits, but he really bowed his neck back in the first inning. Struck out the last two batters to end the inning.
Big curveball from Lance Lynn at 76 miles an hour, and Kipnis doesn't like the call. That's not a pitch Lance uses a lot. Kind of a get ahead curveball. He's got the harder breaker, but it looks like maybe another curveball backdoor. And Kipnis on this one drives it over the head of Peter Borges, and that's going to reach the wall. Kipnis runs well, headed to second base, and you could tell he saw that one better, kept his hands back and drove it into the teeth of the wind in left center field.
Sorry, lottery track. You see that breaking ball, tried to backdoor it a little bit, but it had a hump in it. And Kipnis just pounding right-handed pitch. Came in with 365 average against right-handers.
He's a good player, really good player. And so is Carlos Santana. And every time I say Carlos Santana, I'm reminded that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is here in Cleveland too. If anybody's got the opportunity to come to Cleveland, that is a can't miss. You got to see that. It's terrific. And there comes the drummer. Belt high strike to Santana, who singled and was stranded in the first. Wong playing him deep as a second baseman. Bit of a shift on for Santana.
He pulled the ball his first time up. Adams.
One and one to count to Santana, and Lynn being careful with the switch hitting first baseman. Santana's had a nice career. Eric Lilliquist has to be happy with what he's seen from his pitching staff through 31 games. Get fouled. And it does.
Doesn't look like the swing of a guy that's leading the American League in walks with 25, does it?
Oh, it doesn't. But we know what that's called, right, Al? That's just a strike.
A loud
strike. That's all that is. I'm sure you've had pitching coaches tell you that.
I've told myself that. Just, you laugh at it. They think they hit it really good. It just sets up the next pitch.
It's funny until it's fair. 27 home runs a year ago for Santana. The 2-2. A called third strike on the inside corner. Santana doesn't like it, but it's strikeout number 4 for Lance Lynn. And that brings in Michael Brantley, who is part of our BJC difference maker. Colton Wong and Brantley both with hitting streaks. Brantley 16 for his last 40, each of them with 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Wong and Brantley, the hottest players in their respective lineups.
Brantley extended his hitting streak to 11 games tonight with a single back in the first.
This may be the guy you want to be careful with. He just does not swing and miss. Now, one strikeout every 35 plate appearances is far and away, I mean far and away, the best in all of baseball. Just puts the ball in play.
And his swing and miss rate is the best. 3.5, something of that nature. And you know, when you put the ball in play, good things can happen.
He's doing it with authority too.
He was an all-star last year. Finished third in the MVP balloting in the American League.
And to say he's an unknown player may not be fair, but certainly a lot of Cardinal fans who are National League fans are meeting some of these Indians players maybe for the first time and may not be as familiar with Brantley as they would National League stars. Sun has broken out.
His That's when it's time to stop play. When all of a sudden, and it's been very cloudy, but all of a sudden, and that, it may change with next pitch or two, but don't be caught without sunglasses if it's sunny out there right now.
Matt Adams is now prepared.
We're talking about Brantley, how tough he is to strike out. 3 strikeouts in 106 plate appearances this year.
10 out of 12 first pitch strikes for Lance Lynn. Very key stat. Get ahead, finish them off. Sounds so easy. The 0-1 backs him off the plate, 1-1. Cleveland as a team does not strike out a lot, not just Brantley, but as a team, their walk and strikeout ratio on the offensive side is far and away the best in the American League. So it's not just Brantley, but this is a club that is putting the ball in play.
Brantley second in the American League with a .458 average with runners in scoring position.
3-1 now the count to Brantley. Be careful here. Cleveland has homered, Al, by the way, in 7 straight games. And this is certainly a hitter's count. Kipnis, the runner at second. The 3-1, and it misses away. And I believe that was on purpose. You can follow the Cardinals with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball, in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. Didn't know you got replay reviews on that now. What will they think of next?
Yeah.
That gets away from Molina, pops up to him, and he makes the throw to second base, not in time. As that breaking pitch got away from Lance Lynn, so now 2 runners in scoring position. Kipnis advances to third, Brantley to second. And some more work to do here in this inning for Lance Lynn.
Pops up there. Yachty tries to get the trail runner. Don't make it a little tougher on yourself.
A lot of times that trail runner is easier to get because he has to wait. Right.
See if the lead runner does go, and so a late start. Longer throw, but you got the arm strength of Yachty. Not a bad idea.
93 from Lynn, misses 2-0. Moss struck out with 2 runners aboard in the first. Cardinals took advantage of their opportunity in the second. Mark Reynolds, 2-out base hit to right. 2-0 is the score. Here's a good look at the Cardinals defense. The 2-0 is a strike on the inside corner. A very generous inside corner so far from Tim Welke.
A lot of times these umpires, they sit over the inside pitch, over the inside shoulder of the catcher. So the pitch right in front of them, the one they see so much. And it looks like he's got the wide inside plate, but he almost has to guess on the pitch away.
And he guessed strike on that one. Or he knew it was a strike, one of the two. Regardless, the count even now. And Lynn needs to come up with a pitch here to get out of this inning.
Said that Moss just batting .203 against right-handed pitching. If you make a mistake, he can lose it.
Just misses the outside corner, so another full count. And a big pitch here in the early going for Lance Lynn. Lance again looking for his second victory, 1-3 with a 3.82. In some ways, Al, it seems like he's pitched better than that. But you need to get out of jams just like this to get those numbers good and to win games.
Pitched really well. He's gotten lowest run support.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Moss for the second time. And that's strikeout number 5 through 3 innings for Lance Lynn. 3 innings is Lance Lynn handling Brandon Moss. A couple of strikeouts with 2 runners aboard in the first and in the third. And Matt Adams leads things off for the Cardinals here in the fourth. He struck out his first plate appearance. And it'll be Adams, Molina, and Hayward for St. Louis.
Matt 0 for his last 10. 0 for his last, that's on the road trip. And 0 for his last 19.
Be nice to get him going.
And we'll get him going. See if you can do it right now.
Late swing and a foul. And we're looking forward to the pitching matchups in this series. Game 2 tomorrow night. It'll be John Lackey, who was terrific his last time out, against Corey Kluber, who has not won a game yet for the Indians.
Not only he's 0-5, but the team is 0-7 against the former Cy Young Award winner of a year ago.
Adams strikes out, and they throw him out 2-3. We talked about Brandon Moss and his frustrating night so far. And the first at-bat comes in the first inning, 2 runners aboard, and the strikeout Al on the pitch high and away, and then this 3-2 pitch in the third.
Yeah, up and away. This time it's down, but he just comes up empty as Lance Lynn's powered that ball through him.
Yadier Molina singled and scored in the second. And Lance Lynn seems to be fine after being hit, we believe, on the pinky of his throwing hand on a ground ball back to the box. He made the play in his glove after it hit off his hand and seemed agitated for a moment, but nice. Pretty good inning.
5 strikeouts. You see him back throwing the ball like he's capable, like he did early in the season. 2 of the last 3 starts, he had a couple clunkers.
Final game of the series will be Thursday, a day game, and it's an 11:10 Central Time start. And that'll be Michael Wacha looking for his 6th victory against Trevor Bauer. Molina can't hold up, and another strikeout for Carrasco, and that's 5 for him.
Now hitting for St. Louis, number 22, Jason Hayward.
Nice for the Cardinals to have an off day yesterday. They played 20-plus days in a row, and they're going to go on another streak of multiple games in a row, and you have to really just enjoy the time off here yesterday in Cleveland.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to play 20 straight days, which is the maximum without getting permission from the Players Association, and then turn around and play 16 more. You had all those unnecessary and off days early in the season, first week.
Also seems like it would be a little fairer to teams if you got that off day actually at home in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, even it seemed like when off days at home are travel days.
The 0-2 to Hayward just barely gets a piece of that as Carrasco very nearly struck out the side with that last delivery. 5 strikeouts already. 0-2 the count to Hayward, who bounced out his first plate appearance. Seventh year in the Indians organization. Carlos Carrasco. A little flare to the left side of the field. Backing up is the third baseman Chisenhall, and Hayward is retired. Very quick 1-2-3 inning for Carrasco. Cardinals with the early lead, 2-0 over the Cleveland Indians. Bottom of the fourth inning. Our T-Mobile game changer is the Cardinals' record in interleague play. We've talked about the fact that they haven't played well against the Cleveland Indians, but overall, as a National League team with a record of 143 and 132, over 500, one of 5 National League teams that have played better than 500 in interleague play.
One of the reasons why is the Cardinals' DH is hit for the highest average in the National League. It was 305 coming in, and tonight's DH, Mark Reynolds, was 1 for 1 with driving in both runs of this game.
Nick Swisher struck out to end the first, and Lance Lynn really has done a nice job against this left-handed hitting lineup for Cleveland.
You kind of watch Lance, and he's presented a real positive out there. It's very calm, very, demeanor for him. Sometimes he can get a little excited, which I think is a plus for him, but he's very much under control. Even though he's gotten a couple times, he put men on base. He hadn't let it phase him, and he got tougher with 2 strikeouts with 2 runners on in the first, and a strikeout to get out of the third with 2 runners on.
But fun to watch him find himself. A lot of talk in his career in the early going to maybe change his demeanor a little bit, and they finally just said, look, we're going to let him be him, but we're going to kind of corral it a little bit. And I think he's found where kind of the emotion helps him and where it hurts him.
Yeah, I mean, he tried his best to back down, back off, but then all of a sudden it's not his personality, and so I think there's a happy medium, and I think they found it. Let's face it, he's been very successful.
Think Carlos Martinez still searching for that?
I think so.
3-2 the count, and the pitch popped up mile high on the right side. Colton Wong makes the play just barely. That ball almost popped out of his glove. That was not an easy play for Colton Wong, who, by the way, his father played with Mike Sarbaugh, the third base coach for the Indians. He asked me if Colton's father's name was Kaha and if he'd played independent ball on the West Coast. He said I was his teammate, and he also was a teammate of David Bell in the Indians organization on a team that I coached. So I had a chance to be with both Mike Sarbaugh and David as young players, and they have stayed in the game. They're good baseball guys, had nice careers. Most of Mike Sarbaugh's was in the minor leagues, but he has stayed with this organization, and he's in the coach's life, Al. We know that well.
Oh, these guys that persevere through the minor leagues get a chance to get up here, and they have the same dream we had.
Well hit the center. Borges has it.
A lot of good baseball people in the minor leagues that never get a chance to get up here. And
agreed.
There's a lot of guys that that do get a chance to live the dream, and they stay around a long time because they have so much knowledge. It doesn't always have to be that you played in the major leagues.
Sarbaugh's father, by the way, went to high school with a guy that you may have heard of, Bruce Sutter. He's from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
I'm starting to cry. All this family
you
stuff
like this
here.
connection?
Oh, it's 6 degrees of...
And by the way, he's your long-lost cousin, too, Al. Thought I'd tell you that.
Somebody just texted me that, and I didn't believe it.
Well, since you wanted to be involved, I thought I'd get you in it.
Was there a individual in the minor leagues that went to bat for you? Help you?
Oh my goodness!
Get that chance?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's a Galen Pitts more than anybody.
Yeah.
Lee Thomas would be another one.
Yeah, I had mine because I had some ones that didn't like me.
Up the middle, Peralta ranges to his left and throws out Chisenhall. So another 1-2-3 inning for Lance Lynn. Colton Wong had to battle the win. So did Peter Borges in center. 2-0 St. Louis. Thanks, Pat and Jim. First pitch lined up the middle, base hit. Mark Reynolds now 2 for 2.
Cardinal DHs.
Look at our Chevy Fox tracks of that pitch location.
Kind of running in on his hands, but he muscles it out there and gets his second hit of the night. He owns all the RBIs in this game.
I like Jim Edmonds' point. As you're watching a game that's cold and windy, I think there's something important about getting that lead. I mean, it's always true, Al. I mean, clearly it's always true, but there's something about getting it in when the conditions are tough. Hard hit down the right field line. This could be trouble, and it just barely sinks to the right and is foul. Strike one on Borges.
Rick, I think it's really important when you're playing a team like Cleveland that has been struggling.
Right.
You know, if you can jump out on top, they kind of naturally see your record. You've got the best record in baseball, and they kind of look towards tomorrow. They'll fight you tooth and nail for a couple innings, but if they can't catch up to you, then they kind of start thinking towards tomorrow. Or conversely, if they get ahead of you, they'll play tough, and they'll try and beat you all the way through. So it's always, in my mind, very important to jump on the lesser clubs and just kind of put the foot to the pedal, keep on going.
One thing for sure, they do not have a lesser manager. You and I both have a lot of respect for Terry Francona. 14 years as a major league manager with Philadelphia. Of course, he was with Cleveland, Boston. 2-time World Series champions, 04 and 07.
Interviewed for the job in St. Louis.
He did.
Mike Matheny got it.
Borges can't hold up. But he really seems like a player's manager to me. He's very loose at all times, open, loose.
There's Brad Mills, that his bench coach. They've been together ever since college.
Line drive to center field, sinking, and it's going to be a base hit for Borges. So back-to-back singles is how we start here in the Cardinals' fifth. Cardinals had a hard time figuring out Carrasco since those 2 runs in the second. This ball smoked by Borges.
They had several rallies started by the low end of the order, and that's always great. When they get on, then you kind of get to this juggernaut. And that's how Colton Wong's picked up some of his RBIs. Look, he's up to 17 now. The 8-game hitting streak.
You mentioned the RBIs getting spread out on this team. You really do love to see that balance in your attack. Wong has 17, Carpenter 20, Holiday 17, Peralta 15, Adams 15, Molina 15, and now Mark Reynolds 11.
Yeah, Mark Reynolds with 11.
Bunt right back to the pitcher Carrasco, and he's not able to turn 2 as that ball was bunted too hard by Wong. Krispy Kreme dozen deal. If your St. Louis Cardinals get 9 hits today, you're invited into Krispy Kreme tomorrow to receive a dozen of their original glazed donuts for only $3.99. Stop by one of the 4 St. Louis area Krispy Kreme locations for this sensational deal.
Carrasco hits a lot of ground balls, but I would rather have seen Wong, go out there and take a shot, swing away.
I like it, especially when you've got a guy that runs as well as Colton Wong.
Sure. Pressure on the defense.
Carpenter takes the first delivery low. He's bounced out twice. RBI chance for him. And interesting, you look at that last week of Matt Carpenter while he was going through his fatigue. The offensive production didn't wane very much. A couple of home runs during that week. But you could tell he was off a bit and needed the rest, and good thing he got it. Another good changeup from Carrasco.
A lot of times you talk to pitchers that everything is hard. Hard fastball, hard slider. and there's really no adjustments. But when you can throw that changeup in there, man, it kind of plays with the mind of a hitter. Ball comes in the left with a slider. Sometimes you get that changeup and run away from the left.
Carpenter swings through that high delivery. Be nice to pick up a couple extra here. We'll get into the Indians you haven't met yet. Talk about their bullpen as this game goes on. But Carrasco working here in the 5th. Has been very effective at getting ground balls, and he wants one here. The 1-2. Changeup on the outside corner, strike 3. Carpenter not sure about that call, but another strikeout. That's 6 now for Carrasco.
Now hitting for St. Louis, number 7, Matt Holliday.
Our Chevy Fox tracks. Is it a strike?
Too close to take.
So it'll be up to Matt Holliday if the Cardinals are going to score here in the 5th. Reynolds and Borges the runners. Little flare into center field, and it's a base hit. Here comes Reynolds, and the Cardinals take a 3-0 lead.
Just put the ball in play and good things can happen. Matt leads an on-base percentage. He just picked up, he's added to his 343 average that leads the major leagues with batting. He's now 13 for 24 with risk. Runners in scoring position. Haven't hit Carrasco that hard, but they've been effective when you needed one. That's a big play out there with 2 outs.
Not only does Reynolds score, but Borges goes first to third. Ground ball left side. Shortstop's going to have to hurry to get Peralta, but he does. For the 3rd out here in the 5th inning. Cardinals picked up a run on 3 hits. 2-out single by Matt Holliday makes it 3-0. Three runs on 6 hits, 2 big hits from Mark Reynolds. He's our Yellowwood bringing the lumber. Base hit in the 2nd inning. Little flare to right with 2 outs. Scored 2 Cardinal runs. And then his leadoff hit in the 5th inning led to the 3rd run of the game for St. Louis. So Lance Lynn back to work here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-0 St. Louis. And And Reynolds telling everyone he is the Yellowwood bringing the lumber guy.
I'm sure he's proud of that. 2 for 2's given 3-0 lead to Lance Lynn. We mentioned it's Lance Lynn's birthday today.
I think we did in the pregame, but I don't think you and I have talked about it. How about that? You know, a lot of people have to go to work on their birthday. But it's nice if you go to work and you get a chance to win a game.
It's even better when you don't take your day off when you're working either. And Lance definitely is working and working in the right direction.
Been very effective. Mentioned this Indians team really hasn't seen him much. I think the hard thing with Lance Lynn to understand is you can talk about his fastball velocity, Al, and one thing that we've seen in Lance Lynn over the years is how he uses his fastball in different ways. And you may not just get that from numbers. He can get you out a lot of ways with that fastball.
Well, you can make it more than one pitch. You know, you can make a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer, but just change location with it. You know, he's incorporated the sinking fastball more as his years have gone by. But he's always been that fastball pitcher, and now all of a sudden, too, he's got the changeup, the cutter, the curveball. So he is becoming more and more of a pitcher, and he keeps the ball in the ballpark.
Check swing, and he did go, said Mike Everett. So another strikeout for Lance Lynn as Perez can't hold up. That's 6 strikeouts for the 28-year-old Lance Lynn. Blues and Fox Sports Midwest are teaming up for the Coleman St. Louis Race for the Cure on Saturday, June 13th. All team members receive a special team hat and are invited to enjoy special pre-race activities, which include a meet and greet with Louis, music, and more. For more information and to join the St. Louis Blues and Fox Sports Midwest team, go to stlouisblues.com. Jose Ramirez playing shortstop. Zach Walters, a switch-hitting shortstop, has the night off. Ryan Rayburn is on their bench. He's their #1 right-handed pinch hitter. And Michael Bourne, who we've seen in the National League, is also on the bench for Terry Francona. He hits from the left side. So that's their bench. Walters, Rayburn, and Bourne. On the pitching side, former Cardinal Mark Zepchinski, one of 2 left-handers for Cleveland, along with Nick Hagedorn, Ryan Shaw, Zach McAllister, Ryan Webb, Scott Atchison, and Cody Allen are their right-handers. Allen, the closer. And the bullpens always come to into play, Allen, every series, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. And the walk.
Just the second walk for Lance.
That's one thing, you know, he doesn't walk a whole lot and he keeps the ball in the ballpark. That's a good formula for winning. I realized that last year, Lynn allowed the third fewest home runs in the National League. Wainwright was the stingiest, Kershaw was #2, and Lance Lynn.
In some ways, it doesn't surprise you because you know the swing and miss potential of Lance Lynn, but he also pitches up in the zone every once in a while.
So, I mean, at times you can get his fair share of fly balls. But
a lot of fastballs, too.
Yep.
So he'll try to pitch around that 1-out walk to the 9th place hitter facing Jason Kipnis. Bounced out, doubled over the head of Peter Borges, his last plate appearance. One of 3 Cleveland hits. Two and 0. Cardinals have John Jay, who's dealing with the thumb that we've talked about. Pete Kozma and Tony Cruz on their benches. 3 bench players because of the DH today. And a full bullpen. 3 and 0.
Enough's enough.
No Moss.
Derek Lilliquist has done an outstanding job the way the Cardinal pitchers have responded to him. And Blaine Ilsley.
Outside corner, 3 and 1.
And the Cardinal relievers done a good job also.
Sure have. Mitch Harris up from the right side. Matt Belisle. Rosenthal closing it out.
Where would you be without being away?
Agreed. 3-1, and that one just misses. So back-to-back walks here in the 5th inning, and boy, does that tend to hurt you.
Well, we talked about how when you get a team that's down, you want to jump on them ahead, but quickest way to let them get back into a game is with walks.
Pitch count by inning for Lance Lynn. Got in trouble in a couple innings, the first and the third, so over 20 pitches there, and driving up his pitch count a bit. Again, a cool night. You wouldn't think he'd be overly taxed physically.
He's a big, strong man. Shouldn't be overtaxed, period. But take advantage of the cool air and keeps you refreshed.
That all-important strike one to Carlos Santana.
You see all the fans and maybe even the position players get cold out there, but the pitcher doesn't.
Right. Fans are dressed appropriately here, and they are used to it in Cleveland. I'm told that if you go to a Cleveland Browns football game, that is kind of standard apparel. You got to bring some blankets and some hoodies and some more hoodies and some more blankets.
Can't have enough layers, can you?
1-1, the miss is low. 2-1, and now you start to worry a little bit. 85 pitches for Lance Lynn, back-to-back walks. 2-1 on Carlos Santana. Brantley up next.
That's when you want to stop it right now. Try and get double play ball.
The 2-1 hit hard to center field, and it's down in front of Borges. Ramirez had to hold up, so he barely makes it to third on the base hit by Carlos Santana. Wind's a little tricky here at the ballpark, so Ramirez, the runner at second, wasn't quite sure what to do.
You just got kind of caught right there. With Brantley coming up, he probably is all right, but Lance has got himself into a jam right now, and their best hitter and clutch hitter coming up. And it's all of his own making with the 2 walks ahead of Santana's base hit.
Kia in the driver's seat. Michael Brantley, 11-game hitting streak now, just does not strike out. 1 out of every 35 plate appearances. Daniel Murphy, kind of a Cardinal killer in his own right, second on that list, but look at the difference. Murphy 1 of every 15.6 times, and Brantley 1 out of every 35 at-bats.
He's also the best in the American League hitting with runners on. He's over 500 with runners on.
Runs well, 5 stolen bases, tough guy to double up. The first pitch is high and in, ball 1.
He's got 10 RBIs on his current 11-game hitting streak. Won the Silver Slugger and led the club last year in hits, runs, doubles, RBIs, stolen bases, and average.
1-0 is high, 2-0. Lance Lynn has not given up a run yet, but he is certainly having a hard time finding the plate here. And you wonder, now we have a good view of the Cardinals bullpen, which is essentially right next to the Indians bullpen, whether or not it's going to be active here in a moment. Only in the 5th. And the pitch way inside, 3-0. And Lance Lynn all of a sudden cannot find the plate.
One of the phrases of today that I just don't understand is when they talk about repeatable deliveries. That just used to be so simple. And why it gets away from guys today.
Struggling for that release point now, but he comes up with a strike there. And can he get a couple of more against one of the game's best in Michael Brantley?
Brantley's hitting .347. He is 1 for 1 and a walk today.
Could be a key moment in this game. 3-1 pitch is a strike.
Boy, what was he looking for there?
Ramirez, the runner at third. Kipnis walked. He's at second. Base hit for Santana. He's your runner at first. Just one out in the Indians' fifth, trailing by 3. The 3-2 to Brantley is swung on and missed. He strikes out Michael Brantley with the bases loaded.
Talking about, I guess that was one of the 36th at bat. Because only his 4th strikeout.
Boy, you would not have predicted this, Al, and he just blows it by him knee high.
Back from a 3-0 count with the bases loaded.
Brantley looked at his bat like he couldn't believe it.
Pulling it.
Exactly. Well, he's not used to that for sure.
Right.
He's a special talent.
Got the second out. Make sure you get the third.
Now here's Brandon Moss again with a chance to hurt Lance Lynn. Ball 1 to him.
Got him both times in the first and third via the strikeout. Lance has 7 on the night.
Cardinals play him to pull, shift on in the infield. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate, 1-1. He may have chased out of the zone on that delivery. 94 pitches now for Lance Lynn. Well, Al, you wanted him to go deep today. Hard to imagine him going more than 6. And first things first, he's got to get out of the problem here in the 5th.
He's got to get out of this inning. You're exactly right. Can't get too far ahead. But in my mind, you know, if he doesn't go at least 6 innings, he's putting a burden on the bullpen. And remember, yes, she had an off day yesterday, but she's got to play 16 straight days before our next off day.
7 strikeouts for Lance Lynn working in the 5th. No place to put Brandon Moss. Has his sign. The 1-2. Little high, 2-2. Got him to chase Allen that exact pitch in the first.
First inning, that's right. He's a home run threat.
Two and 2. Lynn set, and the pitch swung on and missed. Strikeout number 8. Lance Lynn somehow, some way, gets out of the 5th inning. He strikes out the side and strands 3. What's on Tap brought to you by Budweiser, John Lackey, Corey Kluber. Coverage begins at 4:30 on Fox Sports Midwest. Lackey with 10 strikeouts his last outing against the Cubs. Terrific outing against Jake Arrieta. Adams, ground ball to the right side, and that's Ramirez who throws out Adams. That play went 6-3, and there's Corey Kluber, who is what everybody's telling us, really not pitching that poorly, but he's one of the struggling Cy Young Award winners. You look at Kluber, the year he won it a year ago, this season 0-5. Kershaw, 3-time winner. He's off to a 1-2 start. And Dickey and Sabathia also having trouble winning games with ERAs over 5.
It's hard to figure out, and the Indians have lost all 7 of Kluber's starts this year.
And what they say and what they're telling us, Al, it's not that he's pitching badly. He's just not, he's kind of average. And it just, unfortunately, just not getting any run support, which isn't helping him. And maybe feeling that pressure of trying to be the Cy Young guy and be perfect. Base hit for Molina. He's got his second hit.
Yeah, and sometimes you have your ace out on the mound. The guys, they relax and score a lot of runs. Other times they said, "Oh, we can win this with little run support." And you find out that, hey, the pitcher does need more than what you're providing. But it's bound to come out with a gem, and so let's just win this game and then attack him tomorrow night.
That's their injured catcher, Yan Gomes, to his left. Fly ball to left. Back goes the left fielder, and he makes the play. That's Murphy on the move, spins around, gets it back into the infield. Nice play by Murphy.
Now at bat for St. Louis.
Hit a home run with the Hilton St. Louis at the ballpark and the St. Louis Union Station Hotel. Choose one of our Cardinals baseball packages and score for your team. Go to HiltonSt.Louis.com or call 314-421-1776. Brings in Mark Reynolds, who's 2 for 2. A couple of RBIs, scored a run. And now we talked about Reynolds being exactly what the Cardinals thought he would be. He does strike out, but he does have that tremendous power, and you make a mistake to him and he's going to give it a ride.
Yes, and 7 consecutive years he's hit at least 20 home runs.
Mm-hmm.
You can pitch to him, but what he represents, he's DH at night, but it represents late in the ball game a fear to the opposing manager and pitching staff that he could one swing of the bat, he could put multiple runs up there on the board and get you back in the game.
Look at the jersey of Carrasco. You wonder if he maybe spilled some Gatorade in between innings.
I think that's better than being CSI and thinking of blood.
You can picture that happening between innings, right?
Yep.
The 0-2 misses inside. Now, you know the old trick that the old timers used to do. They would fill you up a cup of Gatorade and put their thumb over a hole that they'd created in the cup and then hand it to you, and then it would squirt out all over it. Now, I wouldn't think they would do that to their starting pitcher.
Would not.
Or maybe I just did that, Al. Maybe
that's what you did down in the bullpen. You guys just play games down there.
Well, wait a minute. That's what you did.
Yeah, but I was serious.
That you are. You were all game, weren't you, Al? All business.
It was a building block process, but about the 5th inning, and Ricky, I'm sure you knew this too, or you would find it that you could almost predict who you would face in the 9th inning and what the circumstances would be.
The 2-2 to Reynolds. Fouls that one off, and there are plenty of relievers here at the ballpark thinking just like that right now. Who might I be in to face? What situation? How do I get ready for it? Again, Cody Allen is the closer for the Indians. Trevor Rosenthal, 11 saves. I understand Trevor tied a guy that you know pretty well for career Cardinal saves. Tied you, didn't he?
Hurry up and break it.
Just get it over with.
Get it over with. Get it out of the notes.
It's like ripping off a Band-Aid. Just get it over with, Trevor. Ground ball left side. That ball is fair. Just inside the bag, and a close play. And Reynolds is safe, as Santana can't dig it out.
I'm not too sure he wouldn't have been safe even if he picked it cleanly.
I believe you're correct. Should be a base hit, I would think. And it is. Chisenhall tried to make this play right down the third base line.
Yeah, he kind of really had to contend with that ball bouncing over the mound and fields it in foul territory. That he might have been out, but I like the base hit for him. 3 for 3 if that stays.
So a chance for more for the Cardinals here in the 6th inning, and Peter Borges. Borges singled in the 5th. Bounced out in the 2nd. Been a little more aggressive at the plate than we saw from him a year ago. And he swings at the first pitch and bounces out 6-4. And that'll be it for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th. So far, so good for Mike Matheny and the Cardinals. Players to watch update. American League batting average leaders: Adam Jones at .350, Nelson Cruz having another big year, this time with Seattle, Jacob Ellsbury and Michael Brantley, who we're seeing here tonight at .344.
Cruz, been about a week since he's hit a home run, and he has 14.
Very talented player. Terry Francona trying to figure out what kind of team he has. Al, a year ago, you know, they were in this late.
Well, they going into this season, a lot of people, you know, were projecting them to have a legitimate shot. It still may happen, but they've dug themselves a hole. They were third last year in the Central, 85 and 77.
We will be seeing the Central Division this season. Get our first look at the Tigers at home. But we know how good they are.
Well, you know, I mean, they and Kansas City look like they're going to do some battling, and some really good teams.
Minnesota probably not there yet, but that's an organization that's going to get better with Paul Molitor and
gotten them swinging the bats a little bit better now.
Loved Ron Gardenhire as a manager. He did a terrific job with them, but they've got some young players that aren't quite there yet. We saw a couple of them in spring training, and when they get there, that team's going to be better. A little bit like the Chicago Cubs maybe of the American League. So many of the top prospects on the offensive side are Minnesota Twins. Nick Swisher, 0 for 2. He'll be followed by David Murphy and Lonnie Chisenhall. Lance Lynn trying to get through 6. And he misses high and away, and that's kind of been his spot to miss, Al. He's been pulling the breaking ball in the dirt and leaving the fastball high and away.
Well, remember we used to watch him, and he would just fall so far towards the first base side of the rubber and really didn't have his momentum going towards home plate.
And he pulls off that delivery and misses the outside corner, so another walk for Lance Lynn. And his strikeouts are piling up, but now so are the walks. That's 4.
See, he's over 100 pitches, 103, and more stirring around in the Cardinal bullpen. And I'm sure that's the last thing Mike Matheny wanted to do, is wanted to see Lance Lynn at least get through 6 innings. Randy Schote and all these left-handers, perfect night for him.
We may see a lot of both Choate and Kevin Segrist in this series. The Cardinals have the 2 lefties. But we mentioned so many left-handed bats.
Well, they have 3 switch hitters in this lineup.
And 1 on the bench.
3 switch hitters, 5 lefties on this lineup right now.
So Choate, the veteran, getting hot. Murphy 0 for 2, and he waves at that delivery out in front. Looked like the sinker of Lance Lynn. He just kind of pulled off it a bit.
He's done a good job tonight with 4 through 9 in the order. No hits, just 2 walks. But he's walks, and he's walked 4 of them tonight.
Hard hit to left. But Holiday has a beat on it, makes the play for out number 1.
Stepping to the plate for the Indians, third baseman, Lonnie Chisenhall.
Kids, you can hit like the pros, and Cardinals slugger Matt Adams on Sunday, May 17th. Kids 15 and younger entering with a ticket will receive a bat courtesy of Rawlings. Kids will also receive a voucher valid for a ticket to an upcoming home game. So get your tickets to the May 17th Cardinals game at cardinals.com/promotions. Late swing and a foul.
Some of these Cardinal fans might have gotten caught with the weather up here. A few of them around town, but I don't think any of us anticipate we're going to be dealing with this cold weather.
Pulls off that fastball. 1-1. They're cold, but they're smiling. The 1-1 fouled off. Really haven't seen the Indians go the other way much against Lance Lynn, although that's what David Murphy did. Lining out to left.
There are enough pitches inside. It seems like he's kept them a little bit honest. They're not willing to go dive across the plate.
Good point. He's pitching. The 1-2 misses away. 2-2. First time we've been back to Progressive Field in a while. A lot of tradition here in Cleveland. One of the things I like about interleague play, Al, is remembering some of the great moments from these organizations that we don't see a whole lot. As that pitch misses to Chisenhall, and a full count now. Swisher the runner at first. Sandy Alomar, the first base coach, whispering in his ear. And I don't think he'd be running here. We shall see. 3-2. Swinging a late foul. But with the Indians, I don't know who you think of when you think of great Indians stars. I think of Bob Feller, of course. You also think of those Indians teams, Manny Ramirez and Charlie Manuel leading them in the 90s. But Bob Feller is really the name that comes to mind first.
Yes. There are a bunch of great pitchers here, a lot of interesting guys.
Ground ball right side. Adams has it to second to get the lead runner. Back to first. And a little collision there. Not in time as the ball is dropped by Lance Lynn. And Chisenhall goes down. And Lance is going to make sure he's all right as those two arrived at first base at the same time.
Adams gets over here, spins and throws right there. You see Peralta kind of just throwing right over the bag. It's the responsibility of the pitcher to be there and to cover him. The advantage of you having a left-handed thrower on a play like that. And Lance a little bit, he gets there, his back foot there, but he's kind of dragging across there and trips up Chisenhall.
He catches that ball, he might be out.
Well, he should have been out, and he would have been out, but he's got to have better.
Looking for the ball, looking for the base at the same time.
But that's where, he would have been better off instead of trying to be a first baseman, just run through the bag and catch it. Just peel off it instead of getting his foot all the way across it. But neither one of them are hurt, so it's good.
Strike one to Roberto Perez, who's 0 for 2. And to finish that thought, Al, other Indian players, you think of great players like Frank Robinson and Tris Speaker, maybe one of the best players of all time.
Like every kid in my era had a Rocky Colavito bat.
Another big name. But I'll tell you the name that we probably don't say enough, and his numbers up here on that
Larry Doby
special wall was Larry Doby. First African-American player in the American League. We talk a lot about Jackie Robinson, as we should.
As you say, Larry Doby should get a lot of credit also.
His number 14, just to the left of Jackie Robinson's 42.
Harder. Boudreaux. Bob Lemon.
Two and two, the count. Lance Lynn at 117 pitches, nearing his end. Can he finish strong? 8 strikeouts for Lance Lynn. 4 walks. Has allowed just 4 Indians hits. And the pitch is on the outside corner. Strike 3. Strikeout number 9 for Lance Lynn. Terrific performance. Hits the outside corner. 3-0 St. Louis. Gateway Honda home run inning. If a Cardinals player hits a home run, the Gateway Honda dealers will donate $1,000 to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Fans still trying to keep warm as we go to the 7th inning. 3-0 St. Louis. Still Carrasco and Lynn, your pitchers. Top of the order for St. Louis, Wong, Carpenter, and Holiday. Colton's average at .327. High to right field and medium depth. Backing up a bit is the right fielder Moss, and it looked like Colton Wong just missed that one.
Well, you wonder if he all of a sudden he's 0 for 3 and got that batting average up there like 7th best in the National League, and all of a sudden you try and say, well, 1 for 4 would be good if I hit a home run. But you don't want to try and hit home runs.
The good hitters just run into him, don't they? They don't look for him.
They hit them hard.
They just hit the ball hard and they happen. Matt Holliday probably the best example of that. You wouldn't call him your classic home run hitter, just trying to hit the ball hard. Regularly over 100 miles an hour off the bat of Holliday.
Yeah, I mean, he's really a line drive hitter that sometimes he'll get it up in the air, but most of his home runs are line drive types that just carry out and hit very hard.
Matt Carpenter has 5 home runs. Takes that pitch high. Very colorful presentation of the 3rd at bat and the strikeout of Matt Carpenter. Looks like a retina test. Looks like a glaucoma test, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that person's in trouble.
You know those eye tests I'm talking about? They make that little picture.
Retina was a little cloudy.
Two and one the count to Matt Carpenter.
Matt.
The ball is foul, just barely. Holiday will bat next. Cardinals are the only team in all of baseball, 30 teams, only one team this season has not lost ever 3 games in a row. And the Cardinals have lost their last 2. That came at the hands of the Pirates. Late swing and a foul. Two and two the count to Carpenter. Fouled at the plate. It's so good to have him back. And one of the things we were talking about with Matt Carpenter, Al, is you'd have to say through the first 5 or 6 weeks of the season that he's been the best player on the best team in baseball.
Definitely on the best team in baseball right now, record-wise, and he has been such an outstanding player. Had to be very close to Player of the Month that Adrian Gonzalez won.
Hard hit right center field. This is down, and it may go to the wall, and it does. Carpenter headed to second with a stand-up double. Matt Carpenter. First hit of the night, and he drilled that ball into the gap.
15th double, another extra base hit. He's been doing an outstanding job in that department. Breaks a 0 for 8 with this double. Boy, that just sounds good, doesn't it? Just crisp.
Welcome back, Matt.
2013, he had 55 doubles, most ever by a Cardinal left-handed hitter. He broke Stan Musial's record, and that says volumes in itself.
Now it's Matt Holliday. Ball 1 to him. Matt has reached base twice, once via an error by the first baseman, Carlos Santana, also a base hit in the 5th. And that produced a run. RBI number 18 on the season for Matt. Again, a fair ballpark here. We mentioned it's 325 down each line. The left field line, 325, but it's got a 19-foot wall in left. And as it goes out to center field, the wall goes down to just 9 feet. 405 to straightaway center, and then down the right field line, there's a little area where the wall juts up again, where it becomes a 13-foot wall in that corner, also at 325. But a fair ballpark.
And especially pitchers can take advantage of that left field wall. Out there in the power alleys, it's deep with that high wall. Makes it fair. That leads the major leagues in on-base percentage. Right now his average stays the same, 343, which was 4th best in the National League. And he got another base hit with runners in scoring position. Up that 500 plus average.
Pitch number 100 for Carrasco. There's a swing and a miss, and down goes Matt Holliday. 7 strikeouts now. Our Plaza Tires box tracks. Good late sink from Carrasco.
Yeah. Got him a little bit out in front.
Mickey Callaway is the pitching coach for the Indians. A conversation about what to do with Johnny Peralta here. And typically, Al, a team, no team wants to be behind, but there's something about that 4th run that just seems like a killer in a tight game, in a game where the starters did a nice job. Important run out there at second base.
Very important to me. When the Cardinals score 4 runs, I expect them to win. They can, with superior pitching, win with less than 4 runs, but it's going to take that better effort. So, absolutely, get that 4th run, but then keep on pushing for more.
Very shallow and right is Moss, the right fielder. We've seen him throw already today. Almost threw out Molina at the plate. And watch out Jose Oquendo.
And you wonder if the pitcher coach went out and said with first base open, even though Matt Adams is a left-handed pitcher, he's struggling of late. And it looks like they might have a lefty warming up in case they want to go to him with Adams coming up.
0 for his last 21 now is Matt Adams. And the right-handers on the bench for St. Louis, Tony Cruz and Pete Kozma. Numbers we mentioned, Peralta and Carrasco, 7 for 11. I guess you probably don't have to tell Carrasco to be careful with Peralta. He probably is already thinking that. The 1-1.
But Rick, if they gave him the option, you also like a young pitcher to say, hey, he's had my number in the past, but I'm going to get him out in this crucial situation.
Sure.
Now, in order to get that, have that question be presented to you in the future, you got to make sure you get the guy out.
Now a further conversation about how they're going to pitch Johnny Peralta. Perez goes out to the mound. Perhaps some disagreement about that last location from Terry Francona and the pitcher Carrasco. And will he be careful with Johnny Peralta? The 2-1. Line drive to right field. Back goes Moss, and he's not going to get it. It's over his head up against the wall. Carpenter scores. Peralta and Carpenter change places, and it's 4-0 St. Louis.
There's that big base hit right there. And that will knock Carrasco out of this game. I don't know, but will we see our good buddy Zepchinski?
We've got 2 left-handers in their bullpen. We shall soon see. But Matt Carpenter, a 1-out double. He scores the 4th Cardinal run. And how do his teammates feel about it when Johnny Peralta delivers? They like it. Seats get to StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right, on StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. Plus, with the StubHub app, you can buy and sell Cardinals tickets anytime, anywhere. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. Mark Zepchinski, former Cardinal, one of the 2 left-handers in the bullpen for Cleveland, will face Matt Adams, and his first pitch is a slider at the knees, strike 1.
Zepchinski's come over here. I talked to Terry Francona before the game and asked him, and he said, boy, he's getting all the lefties out, but not the righties. When I look at the numbers, lefties are hitting higher than the righties, 263 to 250.
Another swing and a miss. Remember the good old days, Al, when Zepchinski was the hardest name we had to learn how to say?
Yep.
And now we've got to say Sokolovich, and we've got to say Tuivalala. Zepchinski seems kind of easy now, doesn't it?
It does seem real easy.
Let's just not try spelling it. In the dirt, blocked by Perez. A lot of action in Cleveland. A lot of basketball on the minds of Clevelanders. That is not the actual game, by the way.
Game, yeah.
No. It's just everybody getting ready for it.
No defense in that league either.
1-2 the count to Matt Adams, and that pitch misses in from Zepchinski.
3 years with Cleveland, Zepchinski has allowed only 18 of 91 inherited runners to score. 19.8.
He showed some very good flashes with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
We saw him when he was good. He was really good. He has that sharp slider. Two is hit on the ground to the left side. Nobody there. And that's going to be an infield hit for Matt Adams. Zepchinski let the ball go, thought about going for it, and then realized maybe a little late that nobody was there.
Yeah, you've got to check your defense. They put that shift on, and you're right. He wanted to go after it, and then he said, oh, my shortstop's there. Well, the problem was he wasn't. And one batter faced, and he's going to be out of this game. Here you get a better look at it. That's the runner. That's Adams out there that your arrow was pointing to, so he started to go for it. Finally, the shortstop comes over, but it's too late. Doesn't have a play at first or third. And that's how you break an 0 for 21.
All smiles is Matt Adams, as he should be. He's aboard, and it's time for another pitching change. Francona back to the bullpen. Cardinals lead this one 4-0. On a cool night in Cleveland, let's look at our Mazda game summary. The Cardinals have out-hit Cleveland 11-4. They picked up 2 runs in the second, 1 the fifth, and 1 here in the 7th inning. Lance Lynn, 6 innings, 9 punch-outs. Mark Reynolds, 3 for 3 so far in this game. The Cardinals have chased Carrasco, and now it's Brian Shaw, the 3rd pitcher of the night for the Indians.
Last year he was a setup man, led the league in appearances. First Indian reliever to lead the American League in appearances, a career high 80 since 1955 with Ray Narleski.
Shaw is our Chevy call to the bullpen. Molina fouls that one off. Yachty's had a good day at the plate, a couple of hits. He's scored a run and is enjoying good numbers with runners in scoring position. 385 with 13 RBIs for the Cardinal catcher.
And Shaw's had a little trouble this year with runners on. They're batting .333 against him. 3 for 16 when empty.
Ahead of Molina, 0-2. Pretty good swing at an 0-2 delivery by Yachty. Peralta, the runner at third. He doubled to extend the Cardinals' lead. Infield hit for Matt Adams. He's the runner at first. Yachty trying to add on. They set up inside. The runner goes, and just another stolen base for Matt Adams.
Almost left too soon, but stopped, and Shaw never looked at him back. Get a look right here. You see where he started to go, and he stopped, and then the pitch was down and away, and a shot for Perez, the catcher. Now a base hit. Might be 2 runs. Awfully shallow one left.
Ground ball left side. Chisenhall ranges to his left and throws out Molina. 3 hits in the inning for St. Louis. They pick up another run. Belisle will have the 7th. good for Matt Belisle this season. Appearance number 16. He is our Chevy called to the bullpen.
One of those durable guys that is going to have 65-plus appearances every year. We get plenty of work in this bullpen.
Cardinals still trying to figure out, Al, and maybe you don't have to know yet on the 12th of May what your long-term approach is going to be, but who are they going to have as their 7th inning, 8th inning, and 9th inning guys? It's kind of in flux right now with Walden being out.
Yeah, I think before Walden was going to be your 8th inning. Lyle, Segrist, that combination, Manus when you needed them, would be pretty much the 7th inning. I think tonight we're going to see Belisle obviously here in the 7th, and then you kind of Segrist and Manus in the 8th.
Mitch Harris is starting to throw his hat into that ring.
Yeah, most definitely.
The Hyundai pitch arsenal for Belisle. 50% fastballs, but that slider, Al, that's really his pitch.
And we've noticed at times that, he's a little inconsistent with it, where he gets behind it, spins it a little bit.
Little flare up the middle, base hit. We've had a number of those in this game. The Cardinals have had a couple. And now Jose Ramirez gets one. Leadoff batter reaches base here in the bottom of the 7th. Let's look at this location. Looks like he's jammed a bit.
Stays up a little bit, and big difference if that ball started where it ended up, that ball would have fallen out of the strike zone and been a good pitch. But when it starts a little high and ends up just around the belt, it's usually going to get hit harder. And that wasn't hit hard, but effectively floated out there for a base hit.
Jason Kipnis hit the ball hard in the 3rd inning. Doubled off of Lance Lynn. We mentioned it's Lance Lynn's birthday. 6 solid innings for Lance. I say solid, but he did have 4 walks. Had some moments of losing his control, but struck out 9 and allowed just 4 Indians hits and no runs.
A lot of hits. I mean, a lot of pitches.
Right. 118 in his 6 innings.
Remember last year he threw a shutout, his first shutout ever against the Yankees in interleague play.
I'd take 6 innings, no runs any day. However you do it. Strike at the knees to Kipnis. The announced crowd here tonight, 12,615. Paid.
So Jim Hayes was given the assignment of counting every one of them, and then he could go eat. And he's been eating for 3 innings.
Oh, we love our Jim Hayes.
But he can eat.
Yes, he can. The 1-2. Hard hit to left towards the gap, and this is trouble. Down up against the wall. Ramirez rounds 3rd. He's headed home. RBI double for Jason Kipnis, and the Indians are on the board here in the 7th. Kipnis again showing good power the other way.
His 2nd double. He's been on base 3 times. And we've just seen him be a good player. See how that ball stays up again. Once again, it's not down below the belt. It's around the belt area, and that's just too high. Plugs the gap out there in left center, and all of a sudden we got a ball game. Didn't feel like it was that secure even at 4-0.
That 4-run lead, short-lived as the Indians answer here in the bottom of the 7th. Still nobody out. Carlos Santana takes his turn. He's got 2 hits already. And a strikeout victim. One of 9 strikeouts for Lance Lynn. First pitch misses inside for a ball. Those last 9 outs will be very hard to get. Although I guess you could say the first 9 outs aren't that easy to get either.
About all 27.
Okay.
Some days they're a lot harder than others.
Agreed. Oh boy, isn't that the truth? One and two. This stadium holds 36,000 plus. It was built in 1994. One of the early new stadiums. Think about the stadiums that were built mid to late 90s.
Remember, they had a just remarkable streak of sellouts. Several years.
Swing and a miss. He strikes out Santana. He went up the ladder with him. And Santana strikes out for the second time today. And that's a big out.
So he gets his out, and Randy Schote warming up. And it looks like he'll be coming in.
Letter high fastball. Belisle gets an out. Matheny goes back to his pen. And we will go to break. 8 more tough outs to get. A couple of catchers talking it over. Bottom of the 7th. The runner at second base is Jason Kipnis, and the new Cardinal pitcher, our Chevy call to the bullpen, is the left-hander Randy Choate.
For the Cardinals now pitching is number 36, Randy Choate. Stepping in for the Tribe, number 23, Michael Brantley.
Brantley extended his hitting streak to 11 games tonight. He's had a couple opportunities to get the Indians on the scoreboard, and this is a real tough assignment for Randy Choate.
I think he would have both Brantley and Brandon Moss, who hits next.
I got 2 lefties, a switch hitter, and 2 lefties, and you also have Seagrass warming up.
Ryan Rayburn available as a right-handed bat off the bench. Brantley. Line drive. It's fair and into the left field corner. Kipnis will score. And 2 doubles in this inning, and the Indians are in this ballgame.
#17th double for Brantley, scores Kipnis.
What a beautiful swing here, too.
3rd hit in the order. See how far off the line? Had no chance. No way to defense that one. So you get the slider far enough away. got it out there away from him, but better piece of hitting. Rayburn pinch hit here. He's 15 for his last 56 with 5 doubles, 4 home runs, and 19 RBIs over his last 15 games.
Mike Matheny usually tries to keep Randy Choate away from right-handed batters if at all possible. He's really the left-handed specialist, and Terry Francona making a move right here to pinch hit for the cleanup hitter and go lefty-righty to get that matchup, perhaps force a move. No right-hander getting loose for St. Louis.
Well, I think because after this was the switch hitter Swisher, you know, you bring in the right-hander there, but Mike Matheny has so much more confidence in Segrist facing right-hander, and then there's 2 lefties after that. So Segrist needed a couple pitches to get ready.
The Indians in the bottom of the 7th inning, they're back in this game, 4-2 St. Louis. They have a runner at second base, still just 1 out. And our Chevy called to the bullpen. The other Cardinal left-hander is Kevin Segrist.
Kevin has the ability to get lefties and righties out. Gives 17th appearance. You see there the lefties are actually hitting higher than the lefties, but the righties 212, lefties 235. We got a ball game.
We sure do. First assignment for Kevin Segrist is Ryan Rayburn, who is pinch hitting for Brandon Moss, who had a rough night at the plate, struck out 3 times, stranded a lot of runners.
And let me tell you, Rayburn is batting .415, 17 for 41 with a home run and 11 RBIs against left-handed pitching.
First pitch is a strike on the inside corner.
And 0 for 7 against right-handed pitching. But we didn't have a right-hander warming up.
So it's up to Kevin Segrist. Brantley, the runner at second, he has good speed. The outfield deep for Rayburn. Big swing and a miss. He was trying to tie that up, wasn't he?
Yep.
Cardinals bullpen trying to give a nice little birthday present save to Lance Lynn, the starter, who went 6 innings. Segrist has the sign. find it interesting the way American League games, the way the bullpens are managed. You do not have the pitcher coming up to kind of force decisions. You have to go by feel and matchups, and it's definitely a different chore for these managers to handle it when the DH is in play. Changeup misses low. Segras has been working on that changeup. It's been getting better and better. He just missed on that delivery. 2-2. Hard hit, base hit to left. Brantley had to hold up, but they're going to send him anyway. And Rayburn headed to second, and he is safe at second. Third double of the inning. Brantley scores, and it's now 4-3.
It's a fifth hit for Rayburn. And ball up in his eyes, and he just turned on it, raked it past Carpenter. Line drive into left field. Holiday made it close with a play there. Wong's trying to deke him. Can't get Bradley, but you can keep the runner at first. But he comes in with aggressive play.
So Swisher will now hit from the right side. He's over 2 with a walk. And the potential tying run is now at second base in Ryan Rayburn. Ball 1.
Swisher's hitting 286 against lefties. Now he just came back to the active roster a week or so ago, so just 2 for 7. 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position.
Two left-handers will follow, David Murphy and Lonnie Chisenhall. Kevin Segrist. Very tough assignment here in the 7th. The 1-1. Just misses. 2-1. And the drums keep beating.
Segrist has this batter and then the 2 lefties. There's no righty warming up.
Popped him up, right side. Wong calling for it. Battling the wind makes the play. Big out for Kevin Segrist in the 7th.
Going to advance Rayburn or knock him in.
Segrist is able to get through this inning, you'd almost have to believe he'd have the 8th also.
Or at least start it. It's the first at bat for Murphy against a lefty this year.
Segrist can be a tough one because he throws mid-90s, a lot of hop on his fastball, over the top. As you said, not necessarily your classic lefty dominating left-handed pitcher, but he's got terrific stuff when he's right.
I don't think we've seen his velocity, the same velocity they had back in 2013, but his secondary pitches are much sharper.
2-0 the count. 3-0. Hard hit right side. Adams has it. Races to the bag, and he beats Murphy to the bag. He swings at the 3-0 pitch. And the Cardinals somehow, some way get through the 7th. But 3 runs for the Indians. We have ourselves a ball game here in Cleveland. 4-3 St. Louis. Yes, welcome back to Cardinals baseball right here on Fox Sports Midwest. Let's go to our studio. Pat Paris has a Bommarito Sports update. Pat? This is indeed LeBron country, and Syndergaard, a star of the future for the Mets, is certainly going to help them. The Cardinals need some more runs here in the 8th inning. Now, all of a sudden, we've got ourselves a game that is tightened up, not quite as comfortable as it was 15 minutes ago.
Not at all. They had 4 hits and scored 3 runs the Tribe last half inning. Brian Shaw back in there. He got the final out in the 7th.
Cutter misses in.
Hayward's been a little quiet today. He could get started or continue a hitting streak.
0 for 3 so far. Jason Hayward, a little late on that swing, fouls it off over the Indians' dugout.
A little modest 2-game streak. He was 4 for 11 in the Pittsburgh series.
Hayward, Reynolds, Borges for St. Louis. Gap is in right center for Hayward. We've talked to people about Hayward, and Brian Jordan's one, and Tim Conroy, who's a former Cardinal pitcher and a scout now for the Royals, and they talk about Hayward really being good when he drives the ball to left center. In that the games that they've seen him over the years, that's really where his power is. We've seen that a couple of times lately out of Jason. The 1-2.
I wonder if being hit in the face has had something to do with the inside pitch. You know, we're pulling off of it.
It'd be hard to completely put it out of your mind, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. I saw a kid in A-ball, big outfield prospect with the Mets. They got hit in the face, and you know, it turned him into a pitcher. Couldn't get over the fear of it after that.
Big hit in this game, Mark Reynolds. took the ball the other way, and the throw from Moss, the right fielder, was right on the money, but so was the slide of Yadier Molina. That's really a big moment in this game. Cardinals picked up 2 runs in the second, 1 in the 5th, and added that run in the 7th. And it's a 1-run game.
And who knows, that leadoff walk bring up Reynolds, who's 3 for 3 in this ball game. I got the Cardinals on the scoreboard with a 2-run base hit back in the second. Have a night.
Worried about Hayward. 4 for 4 in stolen bases.
Now, if you're worried about him, don't walk him.
You really ought to be worried about him when he's got a piece of wood in his hand. That's where they can really hurt you. On the outside corner for a strike. (4-3) Cardinals. Big run potentially over there at first base, and Jason Hayward. Not going. In the dirt, and a threat to go for Hayward. Kind of reacts as if he wish he would have tried it.
Yeah.
But at the time, you make the best decision you can.
And once you stop, you better stop. Go back.
Peter Borges on deck. Again, they check on Hayward. Does not have a huge lead at first base. (11 hits for the Cardinals. Reynolds has 3 of them. One more time.
Lou Brock would say, okay, now you saw.
Now I got you.
Now you take another step further. Got back there easily.
Swing and a miss, and Hayward is almost picked off of first base. I'm not sure the pitcher stopped on that delivery. I thought he got away with a quick pitch, and I think that's what Reynolds is thinking at the plate. Then the pickoff at first. A lot of action on that delivery.
Well, that is something that umpires are not watching as closely, is the discernible stop. And if that throw would have been a little bit higher, gotten further to the bag, he would have been out.
One and 2 on Reynolds. They set up outside, and they hit their spot. Reynolds retired for the first time here tonight. Out number 1 in the Cardinals' 8th, and that brings in Borges. So a big strikeout for Shaw.
One of the byproducts of Carpenter being out and John Jay's thumb, guys like Reynolds and Borges got quite a bit of playing time recently, and so now in these situations right here, they feel like they got a fighting chance.
Well, the Cardinals try to do something offensively with Hayward aboard. They're paying close attention to Jason Hayward. Up the middle, knocked down by Shaw to second base. They don't get an out. The ball is dropped. Ramirez does not hold on. And the Cardinals catch a break here in the top of the 8th inning. Could have been a tailor-made double play, even with the speed of Borges. And the Indians do not get an out.
Shaw, first of all, deflects it, but then he catches it. Gets it midair, turns and fires to his shortstop. And it sailed on him a little bit, but he was like already committed, so he's almost like stretching out as he was anticipating that ball not being bobbled. And then he didn't look it into the glove, and the Cardinals got a great chance.
Can the Cardinals capitalize on the Indians' error? Get the StubHub, where there are no surprise fees at checkout. That's right, on StubHub, the price you see is the price you pay. Plus, with the StubHub app, you can buy and sell Cardinals tickets anytime, anywhere. StubHub, the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the St. Louis Cardinals. Nick Hagedorn, our Chevy call to the bullpen. Appearance number 16. Second left-hander in the bullpen. We've already seen Zepchinski in this game. And his assignment is Colton Wong with Matt Carpenter to follow. Important runners on base. Ball 1 to Colton. Cardinals do not have a hit in this inning, but they have 2 base runners.
Right. Hagedorn is left-handers hit .263 against him. Righties are batting .323.
Big, tall left-hander has his sign. Late foul by Wong. 1-1. Big opportunity to add on here for the Cardinals. The error by the shortstop, Ramirez, could end up being the biggest play in this game, possibly.
6th error of the year for the young shortstop.
You could see he was just trying to do too much, wasn't he?
Yep.
The open stance of Colton Wong, the bat low, steady.
Hagedorn is 6'5", 230.
Ramirez trying to hold Hayward close at second. Big swing. That was a good cut by Colton Wong. Looked like he was right on that fastball.
Hagedorn has struggled this year with runners on. Batters are 10 for 27 against him with runners on base.
The 1-2. Breaking ball, strike 3. Big breaker, late break. Fools Colton Wong. And Hagedorn gets his man. This was nasty.
Yeah, get the second out there. You see that ball 12-6, and that started up awfully high and comes down and breaks over the strike zone.
So it's up to Matt Carpenter with 2 outs. The Cardinals have been good with 2 outs in this game.
Carpenter base hit his last time up. Make the field. Take your chance anytime with him with 2 outs and men on base.
Agreed. Doesn't matter lefty, righty, closer, starter. Really get the sense that Matt Carpenter, and we've been talking about it quite a bit lately, and Bill Miller agrees, Cardinal assistant hitting coach, that he just does not get overmatched by anybody. He's that good at understanding the plate, the strike zone, his abilities. He's not going to get hit every time. It's tough job, but
has a good idea what they're trying to do to him.
Sure does.
Doesn't give away at bats.
Checks his swing. Carpenter would love RBI number 21 here. Hayward, the runner at second. Peter Borges reached on the error by Ramirez. He's the runner at first. Holiday in the on-deck circle. Aguidon really taking his time here. And again, timeout. Second time we've seen it. I wonder whether they're trying to get on the same page, Al, about what pitch to throw here, or whether he just works slowly, but certainly being very deliberate.
And it also puts a burden on your defense.
The 1-1 is a bit low. 2-1. Cardinals have been good with 2 outs here tonight, as we mentioned, and another opportunity for Carpenter ahead in the count here. Good speed on the bases for St. Louis. And the 2-1. Hit hard to right. Base hit, Carpenter. Hayward rounds third. He's going to score. Borges to third, and Matt Carpenter delivers. Welcome back, Matt.
Sands might be cold, but his bat is getting hot. It's his 21st RBI, 2-run lead. And a hard hit ball down and in. And boy, watch Borges, the runner at first. He has to go down, and yet he still gets over to third base with ease.
That's a man that can run a little bit. And that's a man that can hit a little bit. Got ahead in the count, drove it to right, and the Cardinals have tacked on. They now lead 5-3. Back to the bullpen for Terry Francona. Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Midwest is brought to you by Budweiser. Still brewed the hard way, this Bud's for you. And by Ford, the official cars and trucks of the St. Louis Cardinals. We hope you're enjoying Cardinals baseball tonight. From Cleveland, Scott Atchison, our Chevy called with the bullpen. He is pitcher number 5 for Cleveland here tonight. Cardinals have opened up their lead 5-3 here in the 8th. He will face Matt Holliday. And the story of this game, Al, is the Cardinals 4 for 11 with runners in scoring position. And they've really gotten a lot done with 2 outs. Especially. Holliday, fly ball to right. Back goes the right fielder to the wall, and it's gone! That ball carried out of here! Home run, Matt Holliday! And the Cardinals break it open here in the 8th.
It just looked like a harmless little fly ball, and then right fielder kept on drifting back, and all of a sudden you saw that wall, and it went about 3 rows deep. To the delight of the Cardinal fans. Open this game up a little bit, now 8-3.
That is some power the other way for Holliday. Squares it up.
He's been really swinging the bat so well. He's taken a lot of pitches, hit line drives to right. And that one just carried. Wind blowing that way.
To Hopper to third. Peralta retired, but the damage done. 4 Cardinal runs. A long one for Holliday. Major League ranks for pitching staffs. We all know about the Cardinals starting 5 and also the bullpen off to the second best start in baseball. But how about Cleveland now? The Cardinals have gotten to an Indians bullpen that's been pretty good. Yeah, the starters have had trouble with the Cleveland, but the bullpen's been fairly solid. 5th best in the American League, and the Cardinals have done damage against them today. Blast. How about Holliday? Is that all 3 of his home runs or 3-run shots? I think you may be right about that. Kevin Segras still in the game. 3 big RBIs for Holliday. He has 4 on the night. 21 now on the season, which is the same number that Matt Carpenter had. Seven, 8, 9. Chisenhall, Perez, and Ramirez to face Kevin Segras in the bottom of the 8th. A little more breathing room. Things got pretty tight there, Al, in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, they did. And, of course, put that 4 spot up there kind of helps that. But remember, you still got 6 outs to get.
Waves at an off-speed pitch, and Segrist picks up his first strikeout of the night. He gets the left-handed hitting Chisenhall.
5 more outs to get, and we'll turn it over to the bullpen.
Both managers been busy. A lot of changes. And it's Sokolovich. Is presented by the authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Rick Horton, Al Raboski, Jim Hayes with you from Cleveland. Cardinals have an 8-3 lead. Go to their bullpen again. Miguel Sokolovich, our Chevy, called to the bullpen.
Miguel's done a nice job. Came in and got back-to-back wins on the homestand. He got a loss in Pittsburgh, but you like the way he comes out and attacks the hitters. A good slider, changeup is effective, spots his fastball.
So Segrist goes an inning, gives up a hit, strikes out a batter, and you wonder if Mike Matheny, as the lead got bigger, thought maybe save some of the bullets of Kevin Segrist for another day.
I think that's what you have to do when you see so many left-handers in their lineup. You know, that you have to know that he's probably going to pitch all 3 days.
Sokolovich misses low. Has an outstanding changeup. Perez has struck out twice. He's their everyday catcher right now with the injury to Gomes. And again, Sokolovich misses. You wonder about the command of some of the relievers on a cold day. Al coming in, sitting out in the bullpen, and not an excuse, but it's a fact. It's a factor that.
It's a factor, but I wouldn't recommend coming in using an excuse.
Oh, absolutely not. But we've seen the relievers not be terribly effective in this game.
But we also know, too, that on cold nights, you know, once you get loose, and it takes a little bit longer possibly, but you would much rather throw a baseball than to hit a baseball when it's cold.
100% agree. 3-0. And a strike. Perez hitting just 164. Terry Francona said, we were saying, just as the Cardinals say about Molina, the one guy you can't afford to lose, Yan Gomes, we can't afford to lose him. And then after it happened, he said, I still believe that. It hurts us not to have our everyday catcher.
And it hurts to get hit in the leg by a batted ball, too.
Always feels better when they're out, though, doesn't it?
It sure does. Stayed with it. Got it out. Remember, Perez, not your everyday guy. But you look at Sandy Alomar Jr. down there, and you might want to activate him.
Such a good player, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
He could hit.
First base coach for the Indians, was an outstanding.
Terrific leader, great to be around.
Always enjoyed his dad.
Oh, yeah. Hall of Fame brother.
Roberto. Sandy got all of his height.
Right. His father was not tall.
No, not at all.
We saw him for years as a coach and just a delightful man. Baseball family.
Absolutely.
Couple of unearned runs in that Cardinals 7th inning, and the error by Ramirez, very large part of that inning.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. They had a double play ball.
Change up, tap to the right side, and they let it go foul. Get it. If it comes back fair, it's a fair ball. Nice changeup, way out in front is Ramirez. Good job, Sokolovich. On to the ninth. Forward to the post game. You and Jimmy breaking down this game and all the things that have happened here in our first interleague game of the season. Ryan Webb is our Chevy call to the bullpen. We've seen him before. He spent time in the National League with the Padres, the Marlins, before moving on to Baltimore last year, appearing in 51 games with the Orioles. And he will face Matt Adams, Yadier Molina, and Jason Hayward in the Cardinal ninth.
Webb signed with Cleveland as a free agent on April the 13th after electing free agency after being outrighted that day by the Dodgers, who acquired him 4 days earlier from Baltimore.
He didn't know where he was going. Well, he's just happy to have a job, aren't you? Sinker hit on the ground to the right side. The shift was on Adams, and Kipnis retires Matt. He's now 1 for 5. And been an interesting game. Pitching early, Al, first 5 innings, 3-0 Cardinals through 6. Carrasco and Lynn, the starters, and then the runs have come in the 7th inning and beyond. 8 of the 11 runs in this game.
And Tony Cruz is going to bat here for Molina. He'll catch the final inning and get all the rest you can next couple of minutes.
Not really like having a day off, is it?
No.
But
it
doesn't
they
hurt.
do add up.
They do.
And, of course, it does help Tony Cruz. He's been swinging the bat pretty well. And Mike Matheny's been more readily using him as a pinch hitter this year, even though he's the only true catcher after Molina.
Cruz is jammed. 2 hopper, 2 short. Ramirez throws him out. And we scored 6 runs in this game, the Cardinals did. So we know that that's a serious number. Get any size coffee fountain or frozen drink tomorrow. Just 50 cents at your local On the Run. You earned it. And you wonder the decision to pinch hit Tony Cruz and maybe future decisions for Mike Matheny may be informed by the reality of what happened to Matt Carpenter, needing to get some extra rest and maybe kind of wearing himself out. You wonder if Mike will be overly sensitive to that, and you wouldn't blame him if he was. How do I get the right amount of rest for my player?
Yeah, I think he will talk to his players and also with the training staff and just sit there and say, okay, we're going to ask these guys to be a little more honest with us. You love it when you have what we call a gamer that you can plug in every single day, but if it starts having negative consequences, it's not good for the team.
And a called third strike. Hayward caught looking onto the bottom of the ninth. Carpenter, a single, a double, RBI, 2 runs scored. And you know what, Al, even if he didn't do a lot of good things offensively, he's our Budweiser player of the game because we just love having him back.
Well, he does do a lot in a game, and I just think, too, it's just good for him to be back, his teammates to see him in uniform, and you know he's an exceptional player.
But he did contribute. This base hit kind of scared Peter Borges for a moment.
Well, that extended the game to bring up Holiday, did a 3-run home run following it, so that was a big hit. He drove in his 21st run, and then Matt caught him in RBIs with 3 more tonight. He had 4 in the night, so both the Holiday and Carpenter had 21 RBIs to lead the Cardinals.
Kipnis has had a good night, 2 for 3, couple of doubles and a walk. Season average up over 300, facing Miguel Sokolovic. There's that left center field gap again. In comes Borges, but he can't make the play. And another hit for Kipnis. And a couple of games going on here in Cleveland. One of extreme importance to Clevelanders is the Cavs and the Bulls, Game 5, right down the street. And we are watching the closing moments of that game outside the stadium and cheering a bit.
And we're going to cheer in 3 outs. For a double play ball.
That's the plan. Good changeup by Sokolovic. And we did ask him, there are times and places where his name is pronounced Sokolovic, but Sokolovic is his preferred pronunciation. He's from Venezuela. And he's picked up a couple of wins out of that Cardinals bullpen.
I like what I've seen from him.
You know what I like about him, Al, and we've talked about this many times in the past, is he's something different in the Cardinals bullpen. You know, you've got the flame-throwing Rosenthal. You've got Tui Vailala, who's like that. You've got Segrist, who's a left-handed heart. And this guy's got a great changeup. So it's a different look. Maybe what Neshek was a year ago.
It's a little different, and you like the fact that he's been around, paid his dues. Had been in the big leagues, but just for 12 games a couple years ago. Went to Japan. All that experience and put it all together. You get to a place where they're going to use you consistently, and all of a sudden you can show that you can get big league hitters out. He's shown that.
Cruz sets up outside, and the pitch is right on the outside corner, and a strikeout of Carlos Santana. Outstanding pitch by Sokolovic.
Changeup looked like kind of going away from the left-handed hitter. His second strikeout of the night. Fire strikes. Another aspect to like.
Cardinals come in 22-9 on the season. Strike one to Brantley. A victory tonight, the Redbirds would go to 9-6 on the road.
All the numbers are good. They'll be the only team in baseball that has not lost 3 games in a row.
Cruz sets up outside again to Brantley, and the pitch popped into left field. Holiday on the move and makes the catch about head high. And that's a tough hitter to get out. Brantley had a nice night. He's now 2 for 4 with a walk.
You know, with Holiday still out there, kind of tells you that Jay's thumb is not responding. Says he's okay.
Two outs in the ninth. maybe a tough night to play with a bad thumb, too.
Yeah, maybe.
Ryan Rayburn with 2 outs in the Indians' ninth. That ball may have struck our home plate umpire, Tim Welke. Saw Tony Cruz react right away. And he could kind of tell. He might have heard something from Welke or could just tell by the way that foul tip came back. And, Welke originally said he's okay, but I think the other umpires came in, and Tony Cruz, as good catchers do, wanted to make sure he was indeed okay. Let's look at this foul tip. Maybe caught him on the shoulder.
I think he got the side of the mask there, but jarred him pretty good. I guess what's that, the closest thing to a whiplash? Ooh. Ball coming in 90 miles an hour and going off the bat, maybe higher, right into your face mask.
And the pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. And the Indians down to their last strike. Cardinals hoping to start out interleague play 1-0 with a victory here tonight from Progressive Field.
Let's hope that'll be a start for their first series win against Cleveland in 8 tries.
3-game series. This is game 1. Sokolovic trying to finish it out, and that pitch a little bit low. And fielder's indifference. Kipnis takes second base. "13 hits tonight for the Redbirds." And the 1-2 just misses outside. Pretty good delivery from Sokolovic. I think he thought he hit that corner.
Welke wants to get some treatment.
He could
raise the arm.
He could have been doing it right now. Exactly right. Cruz flashes the signs. The 2-2. They are not clapping for Miguel Sokolovic.
It's over now?
Sure looks like it.
I agree. So let's end this one now.
The 2-2. Misses high. Kipnis the runner at second. Sokolovic trying to end it here. The 3-2. Swing and a miss, and he strikes out Rayburn. Victory to the Cardinals. Sokolovic finishes it. Lance Lynn wins it on his birthday. Lance Lynn goes to 2-3, 6 solid innings. Matt Carpenter is back. Couple of hits for Carpenter and a very good outing for the Cardinals overall.
It really was. Lance Lynn gave you 6 solid innings. They were shutout innings, and giving credit on his birthday. Plenty of offense. Good to see Carpenter come back. Good to see him get some key hits, and another bomb by Matt Holliday.
A lot of good news here from Cleveland. Lance Lynn gets the victory. Happy birthday. Post-game show coming up next.